Alright. Hi. Welcome. This is Shark Stream. I am full of Nashville hot popcorn chicken. It is making very difficult to talk. Hello. We got 4 seconds, 3, 2, break, 1 second left. Ad break ended. Hello, and welcome to the Shark Stream. It's me. It's Gage, aka Acid Shark. How are you? I hope you're well. Boy howdy, is it ever Thursday. That means it's time for Final Fantasy XIV. And today is we're doing the Hatching Tide event. Hatching Tide is come around once again. And it's time for a celebration of all things egg. That's not primarily what Hatching Tide is about. I'm sure the egg is like a metaphor. But boy howdy, they got eggs all over the fucking place. So what's been going on? I finally finished the new Arcadian raids. I thought they were pretty good. I cried. Got me very emotional. As I'm sure they were intended to. Yeah, my nose is running. But yeah, I'm excited to do a lot of this stuff once we eventually get to it. My ultimate goal is to play through New Game Plus to the point that I can start streaming new content as it comes out. Ideally. But we still got quite a bit to go through. We're actually, here's an interesting thing. We're closing in on our 100th Final Fantasy XIV stream, which is buck wild to me. I don't even think I've played Alan Wake that much on stream. But yeah, I believe this is stream number 91 of FF14. I have no idea if I'm going to do anything special for the 100th stream. I ought to, but I don't know what I would do.
You should call upon your community to dress up or something.
I should what?
Call upon your community to dress up with you or something.
Oh.
Make photos.
Oh.
People do like minimum eye level runs at Circuit Tower.
Ah, I don't want to do that. Sounds like a nightmare.
It's 10 weeks away.
That is 10 weeks away, roughly.
You can plan a fashion contest or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. What's been going on? What's been going on in gaming? Oh man, I don't know. I'm fairly certain I've discussed the Switch 2 already. It boggles my mind how much. So much of the Switch 2 direct, like after the fact, is like so blatantly we held back on all of this information because we didn't want people to focus on the negatives. Hello, wife. Almost enough points. I assume you're working your way towards the make me play a different game for 10 minutes. But so much of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, Nintendo 2, was seemingly focused on good vibes only. We don't want no bummers. We don't want anyone to have any negative thoughts about the Nintendo Switch 2 for the duration of this Direct, which then, of course, only translated to a lot of confusion and anger when, after the fact, we find out, hey, why the fuck is Mario Kart World $80? What do you mean the Switch 2 is $450? What the fuck? And it's just, it's mind-boggling because, like, I feel like, yes, it may have kind of harshed the vibe to actually like discuss price points on the Direct itself, but at the same time, you do that, then like not only are you being like, look, I get it. Nobody wants to be Sony at E3 going $599 US, $599 US, $599 US for the fucking PS3. I get it. I do. But at the same time, like, come on. At the very least, like, you can be fully upfront and transparent. You can explain everything in, like, the proper amount of detail if you're doing it on your own fucking event, rather than having people wildly speculate after the fact. Do you know how much confusion there was about the whole game key card thing after the Direct? Like Nintendo could have like gone on record during the Direct, hey, here's what this is, here's how it's going to work. But instead, it's just like they just kind of like let people speculate wildly. And there's seemingly another example of this with the Nintendo Switch 2 enhanced editions of a bunch of like Nintendo Switch 1 games. So there's a bunch of Nintendo Switch 1 games that are getting enhanced versions on the Switch 2. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Metroid Prime 4, etc., etc., etc. And when people were wildly clamoring to figure out exactly how this was going to work, if it was going to be the enhanced edition of the game on cart or not, a Nintendo, like, customer service representative, who is probably already getting inundated because for whatever fucking reason, people think the best thing to do whenever they're upset about a Nintendo thing is to call and harass a fucking call center worker. Apparently, one of these customer service reps said that it was going to be a physical Switch 1 cart plus a download code for the enhanced edition. And for all of like 2 or 3 days, that is how people thought it worked. Until today, when Nintendo finally decided to clarify the fact that no, it is the full enhanced edition, both the game and the actual enhanced elements on the cart. This is something that could have very easily just been included in the Direct so that people aren't fucking, like, losing their goddamn minds trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's absolutely absurd to me. And I mean, like, I don't know, I can't say for sure if that's entirely Nintendo's fault. I think there is, like, there is kind of a vibe of just like, we just want, like, every so often you run into things where it's just like, oh, we just want the games, we don't want presenters, we just want to know what's coming out, and it's just like, yeah, but if you don't have presenters kind of explaining these things to you, then you end up with shit like this. I don't know, it's so absurd to me. It's absurd to me personally, and my opinion is the only one that matters. Speaking of which, what also happened recently today was the Triple I Initiative presentation. So if you don't know what this is, a bunch of indie game studios, like bigger name indie game studios, ones that like tend to have like a bit more of a budget than, say, like, you know, a team of like 2 or 3 furries putting out like a pixel art RPG made with like RPG Maker on Steam. They decided to put on this digital event that is basically just like a showcase of a bunch of like big indie games coming out. And I mean, that's cool. You know, it's always nice to see what's going on in the indie sphere, especially since I am no longer listening. Natalie's messing with her iPad over there. Sometimes she needs it to just not pay attention, not be smart.
Too loud as fuck, boy.
I'm sorry, I talk loud. I am naturally loud. My voice carries. Let's get to the game. We got some papayas. This is one of my favorite parts of Hatching Tide is papaya. Anyway, the III initiative, right? It's always interesting to see what's going on in the indie sphere, especially since like so much of the AAA gaming space is starting to like feel more and more homogenous, with everybody like clamoring to get like just the most cinematic experience, the most realistic graphics possible. And I gotta be honest, I wasn't super impressed. Like, okay. More and more often, it feels like AAA gaming, the first quadruple A experience. No. More and more often, it feels like, despite the fact that it is wildly more expensive and seems to be prioritizing things that I don't necessarily care about, it just feels like a lot of times the AAA gaming space are the only ones making the games that me personally, Gage Acid McSharkman. Gongaga. It feels like they're the ones that they're the only ones that are making the games that I personally want to see and want to play. Because goddamn, if they're like, hey, what new indie game are you making? Is it an action roguelite? Is it a survival crafting game? Is it a factory simulator? Oh, what? It's all three? Oh, wow. What a unique original. I feel so petty. I feel so vindictive talking like this. And I don't mean to, because it's just like, it's a lot of times it can be cases of just like, this is somebody putting the game they want to see out into the world. And on some level, I do respect that. But at the same time, I don't fucking want to play any of these games. And it feels like they're like at 60% at least of what ends up coming out of like the indie gaming sphere. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. I'm willing to bet that I am 100% wrong, but like, goddamn, there were like 3 factory simulators on there. There were 3 like crafting survival games. Why were there 2 Deep Rock Galactic spin-offs? Why are they separated by like 10 other games? Why weren't they just like right next to each other? Doesn't help that what gets the attention is the current fad. Yeah, you're not wrong. And just like, it sucks because it's just like, I'll be looking at something and it's just like, oh, this seems like a really cool like kind of Metroidvania style game, but then I'll see it. Power-up cards. And I'll realize, oh no, it's a roguelite. Because there's no other game type that does like power-up cards where it's just like you have to choose one and you can't choose the others, because the entire thing is you're trying to figure out like what works for the run that you're currently on. And it's just like, I don't give a shit. I could not possibly give less of a shit. God, and then there was like a fucking Fallout Shelter style game where it's just like you're making like clones of yourself that are like aspected in different like what's the word I'm looking for? Different fucking sciences, but like each skill that you aspect them into comes with like weird personality quirks. Like, oh, the miner wants to fucking hack his own goddamn arm off or whatever. The botanist wants to fuck your wife. It's just, and it's just like, it looked cool. There was like the aesthetic of it was neat, but then just like they got into like what the gameplay was going to be like. I'm just like, oh, I don't care. Like, I see fucking ads for this sort of shit, like, all the time, like, just scrolling through Tumblr. I saw one where Batman stepped on a nail and suddenly was wearing a single timb on the foot that he stepped on the nail on, because I guess they can't show him bleeding. I don't know. It's frustrating. There was one really early on that looked kind of neat, but it had like farming and like home building elements to it, but also like horror hack and slash? I don't know, it was weird. It looked neat. I liked the aesthetic of it. It was like all like pixel art horror and stuff like that, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. Is it on some level just I am uncomfortable when things are not about me? Maybe. Maybe. I feel like this might be related also to like what I was talking about yesterday, where it's just like me trying to figure out like what the best circumstances for me to like potentially get back into like streaming Assassin's Creed games are, despite the fact that like I don't like the idea of giving Ubisoft any exposure, where it's just like I'm becoming like more and more disillusioned, not disillusioned necessarily, but I'm becoming more and more bored with I'm becoming more and more bored with just like a lot of the newer, more affordable experiences. And part of me is wondering, like, should I just explore like older stuff that I remember really liking? I don't know. My boredom with current fads and trends in gaming manifesting as me being like, maybe I just shouldn't give as much of a shit about my pushback against some of these companies anymore. I don't know. Who can say? Alright. In pursuit of excellence, Geely Aliapo has a great deal to say about Hatching Tide. I feel like I talk about this every time an Aliapo comes up on screen. I know that it's supposed to be, like, just kind of like the Smith of Mooncats within FF14, like it's just a common surname. I do like to think that every single Aliapo is related. I think, yeah, I could think this thing, but this thing is way funnier. Hatching Tide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you an excellent fettle. For my part, Aigeld, it is an absolute pleasure to see you again. Smile. While I have your attention, allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festivities. Hatching Tide has its origins in the days before before the 7th Umbral Calamity, when 12 sages of I got spice in my throat. I'm alright. When 12 sages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I have been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. I saw a great mass of eggs, as vivid as those before you now, borne aloft unto the heavens. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to Hatching Tide before, so needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, the eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Oh, Geely, it's a disaster!
The cart toppled over en route. Thankfully, the driver was unscathed, but I can't say the same for the eggs. Good heavens! I'm glad to hear the poor driver was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we to breathe life into my dream? Don't worry, I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. Though to create the quantity required, it will take time, and we're already facing at least a minor delay.
Wait, you're gonna lay all the eggs yourself?
If only I could assign someone to help you. Alas, the other dreamers are busy enough as it is, and I must see to the schedule alterations myself. But wait, Igeld, perhaps you'd be willing to lend a hand.
Well, I'm not really the egg-laying type, but I'll do what I can.
Igeld, how wonderful to see you again. Knowing what an exemplary assistant you are gives me cause for hope. If you're happy to help, that is.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. The first order of business will be procuring more of the necessary egg supplies from the merchant. Our supplier should be in the market. He's a burly fellow, so he won't be difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock.
Why'd all the lights turn off?
I'm sorry that I cannot attend to the eggs personally, but your assistance will make all the difference. Thank you.
Needs supply to make erg. I don't know. Maybe I've just been in a really sort of like catty mood recently when it comes to video games. I also had like a whole thread on Blue Sky the other day where I was just like talking shit on Zenless Zone Zero.
Let's talk about what your thoughts are on Five Nights at Freddy's.
My thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, boy, okay.
Your thoughts? You know, you can have a lot of thoughts that could mean nothing.
But it could mean everything. Oh my god. That's more... Okay, it could mean nothing, but it could also mean everything is more of an issue that I have with, like, lore YouTubers. But, god... I think everybody who purchases Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise needs to reckon with the fact that they're putting money into the hands of far-right, reactionary politicians. That's really kind of the long and short of it. Like, it's J.K. Rowling on a less grand scale, I would say. Like, I don't think Scott Cawthon has influenced the passing or not passing of like LGBT related what's the word I'm looking for? Legislation. Yeah, legislation influence that like J.K. Rowling has, but I don't think it can be stated otherwise that like it like the money that goes into his pocket isn't being used harmfully, and I think maybe people should stop having him on podcasts for fun little chats and interviews when he is actively shown to cause harm. And that's my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's. Because I guess I'm just in a catty mood. Hello, Sonia. Welcome.
Getting to Five Nights at Freddy's in a gay way. And then Roxy is my wife and I won't spend a fucking dime on her.
I know you don't spend a dime on Five Nights at Freddy's, so I can appreciate that. It is wild to me. Like, I guess it's not that wild that it still has, like, a, like, notable, like, LGBT fan base, given all we know about, like, where the money for that's been spent on that series has gone. That Discord call is getting picked up by my mic. Natalie, can you tell Ganon to say hi to the stream?
Can you hear her?
Yes. It's getting picked up by my mic. I can see it on the wave on the levels.
I'll turn them down.
You don't have to turn it down that far. It's okay. But no, the other thing that I was being catty about the other day was Zenless Zone Zero, where I was playing, like, one of the newer events, and just the writing was so bad that it just broke me. Like, I'm trying to remember what the specific line was. I wrote it down. Hold on. I enjoyed playing that game. Like, I like the moment-to-moment gameplay, usually, but, like, anytime there's, like, dialogue that goes on for 10 minutes, I just groan and bear with it. But it's just, like... And that's not even getting into, like, all the shit with, like, the voice actors and them, like, recasting people who were striking. Which sucks. But there was a specific line that just fucking broke me. I remember. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. The line was, "Each of us holds a harmonica that plays the melody of life," which is... Oh, God. That's just... It's said with such sincerity and such weight that, like, I have to commend the voice actor reading it out, because otherwise, that might be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. Oh, God. Okay. Nonota!
There's our man.
Ah, he is in fact a burly merchant. A merchant, if you will.
Ah, you're that dreamer who was here before, ain't ye?
Have they picked a different instrument? Maybe? The harmonica is relevant. The use of a harmonica in the metaphor is relevant because the character that says it has a harmonica that belonged to, like, a squad mate who, like, played, like, a tune, and I don't know, the context for it, like, it's supposed to be, like, tragic, because, like, oh, her entire squad died protecting her, but also, like, oh, God, I've kind of fucking... So one of the things that you find in this is you find, like, a recorded tape that her squad had made for her to celebrate her 1000th day with the squad. And, oh my God, it is the most just, like... They're going on about how, like, oh, hey, by the way, just in the event that maybe, just maybe, we all die, and you think it, except for you, and you're the only survivor. Not saying that this would happen, but just in case it does, I need you to remember that it wasn't your fault. Not that it's going to happen, but, like, maybe. Also, here I'll go play on this harmonica. Boop, 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 boop. And it's just like, oh, God. Anytime, like, anyone needs to talk in that game, it's just, it's rough. It's rough. The dialogue is not good.
Blah, 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 blah.
A right old mess, to be sure. Afraid I'm all out of the supplies you need, though. Guess you'll have to lay the eggs yourself.
Uh-oh. Is there really nothing you can do for us?
Well, I do have some tatty old odds and ends, or surplus wares, that might be of use. If you want them, they're all yours.
Like, I've seen people give the writing of Final Fantasy XIV shit before. Or, like, talk about how, like, oh, the localization on this is awful for one reason or another. And I feel like a lot of those people haven't actually seen bad writing before. Like, I'm not saying that Final Fantasy XIV is good. I've seen way better writing than Final Fantasy XIV, to be sure. But it's just, like, I feel like the only way that, like, saying that some of the writing in this game is, like, capital B bad is if you've never actually seen something badly written before. you know? And this
I
is...
think at worst it's kind of mid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think... Oh, God. Noah. What's Noah's handle again?
I don't remember.
Ah,
He has an OC called Spain.
is it Spain? Is it pronounced Spain or Sv? It's Spain, right? Because I remember him talking about, like, it's like vein, but like with sv. Hold on. It'll ruin. That's right. Noah's an artist, a Final Fantasy XIV fan artist that I follow, that I found through Natalie. Great artist. Really love his work. I remember him saying that the best way for a piece of media to gain, like, a really big fandom following is if it's kind of mid.
Because it's about the potential, baby.
It's about the potential, baby! And I think that's why the only thing you ever see about Zenless Zone Zero is how hot the characters are, because nobody gives a shit otherwise. Because it's so bad. No. Like, Zenless Zone Zero isn't even, like, the worst thing that I've ever seen. The worst writing. Like, I've seen far worse. For God's sake, I watched Morbius. But it's definitely one of those things where it's just like, if you've never seen, like, truly bad media, then something that is just, like, like, mid at worst is going to, like, probably, like, register, like, lower on your personal scale.
Might not be exactly what you needed, but I'm sure you can cobble something together with these. The storage fees were eating into me prof. I mean, I'd rather see them put to good use.
Thanks, man. Nonota, how are we supposed to lay eggs with these?
Are you gonna be taking a break from streaming into the game in this state?
When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what a kind fellow he was. He certainly proved me right. Anyway, we better take stock of what he's given us.
Okay.
Let's see. This leather looks durable. We have some metal springs and rings that could do for a mechanism of some sort. These lengths of timber can be cut down into more portable size. I think these herbs and resins are used to concoct water-repellent alchemical solutions. Never tried it myself, but there's a first time for everything. Besides that, there are plenty of bits and bobs. We should have no trouble when it comes to decoration. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the eggs Geely saw in a dream with these. We can make something far easier to get off the ground, though. Parasols! The trick will be making them look eggy enough.
Any rounded object looks like an egg from far enough away. It's science. Yeah, that do be science. The shell makes the egg, as they say. Do they say that? Any road, we should paint them. That sounds like something Ageld would say.
You're right. With some festive patterns on the canopy and a convincingly eggy structure, the parasols might just make for a worthy replacement. Parasols are a sight more fiddly than your standard egg, though. With just the two of us, production will take far too long. So we'll need to enlist further help, just as I did with you. Fortunately, the guild artisans should be less likely to balk at a request for parasol parts than a rush order for myriad eggs, particularly if we supply the materials. Okay. Let us first pay a visit to the Leatherworkers Guild. I'm sure they'll be able to transform our leather into something fit for a canopy. Ba.
It's not Final Fantasy XIV if there isn't at least one half-naked cat girl hanging around. The other thing that I...
Mana.
He's talking to her speech to text. I don't want it to pick up what I'm saying.
Mana. The magic shit you get in Magic the Gathering.
Oh, magic shit. I've explained the situation to Gava, and she seems inclined to sympathy. If we keep our manners about us, we should manage to secure the guild's assistance.
Man, everybody doing the event.
You must be the adventurer assistant Nonata spoke of. She was just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatching Tide celebrations. You shall have the guild's aid, although I'm afraid we lack some of the resources needed to work your leather into parasol canopies. The material is water-resistant to a degree, but nevertheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot, but our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment. If it's water repellent you're after, say no more. We just so happen to have the necessary ingredients, so I can see to its preparation. In the meantime, would you take this timber over to the Carpenters Guild and request that they craft the parasol frame? We can meet up by the Black Rabbit Traders stalling on.
Stalling on? Where? Oh, I gotta go over there. Okay. I think one of my favorite things that I've ever seen somebody complain about with regards to Final Fantasy XIV's like localization, because I'll admit the localization isn't always as spot on as it should be. Sometimes they do take what's the word I'm looking for? Liberties that they probably shouldn't. But I do remember one time seeing somebody complain just like, oh, the localization fucked up this line so bad. Here's what it's supposed to be. And they posted a direct translation. And it's literally the exact same sentiment expressed slightly differently. And it's just like, wait, what are we complaining about here? Because this is... they're the same picture. Like, what are we doing here? Where the fuck am I going? Hold on. I'm being stared at.
I'm blasting lasers.
Why are you blasting me with lasers? Is it because I have a Discord message waiting?
No.
Okay.
I just said blasting lasers.
That's fair. Oh, hey, it's beaten. Beaten off? Sorry.
You do be beating off the chairs, though.
Huh?
You do be beating off the chairs, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Love him a good brain.
Why do you stand there like a frightened school child? If you need something, speak. Bunny, banani, banoy? Bunny? You wish this timber fashioned into parasol frames. Very well. I shall see it done by competent hands. The younglings in the Acorn Orchard await the festivities. For their sake, no effort will be spared in the parasol's preparation. We shall commence work right away. Let your associates know that the Carpenters Guild has the matter in hand. Younglings. Nonata.
I trust everything went well at the Carpenters Guild. I've just placed an order for the alchemical solution and a few other things besides.
Uh-huh.
The next step would be to piece all the parts together into a prototype parasol. I'll bring the prototype over to Geely once it's finished, so you can go ahead and wait with her.
Okay. I'll go Mukaro Amphitheater. I appreciate this person wandering around in the what's the word I'm looking for? The Manderville attire. Chili. Excuse me.
Welcome back, Igale. You'll be pleased to hear that I've adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap, and all is set to proceed. How fare the eggs?
Haven't laid a single one, Julie. I'm so sorry. Bunny, bunny, banunny, banoy, banunny, banoy. Bunny, bunny.
Substituting parasols for eggs? What a wonderful idea. I can hardly wait to see what Nonita cooks up for the prototype. Though wait we must.
Exceeding expectations. And bunnies are so good at laying eggs too. Oh, okay.
Nonita will surely be along any moment now.
Hey girl, hey.
Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first Archon egg parasol. Wait, no, Google, don't record that. Papaya, papaya, papaya. Papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya.
Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
What a fine example of ingenuity. It's magnificent. I'm so glad you approve. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute. Okay. In the meantime, we find ourselves at a loose end. But we cannot let Nonita outstrip us in hatching tide spirit. There must be more we can do.
Let's show off your parasol to the townsfolk.
Papaya, papaya, papaya. Papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. Papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. But of course, we ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities. If we tell even a few Gridanians that these gorgeous accoutrements will be available to those who celebrate with us, word will spread of its own accord. With that in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. You use your adventurous instincts to identify those most in need of egg-themed accessories. Okay.
Yo, anybody here got an egg fetish? Anybody here got an egg fetish? Want a new umbrella? Eorzeans with an egg fetish say hey! I guess nobody does. I can't imagine that anybody would be like overly reluctant.
The market is always busy. Let us look for potential celebrants there.
Jilly is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Jilly behind by entering a different area or by speaking with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Jilly accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. While you're accompanied, you may enter conversation points, blah, 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 blah. We know how this works. Yeah.
When I think back to the very first hatching tide, it's a marvel just how popular the occasion has become. I have so many people to thank for their efforts, yourself included.
I'm yawning a lot. I had a soda with my dinner, and I didn't want to like knock back another energy drink so soon after like imbibing it. So I'm waiting until I'm at least an hour into the stream before doing so.
We dreamers are responsible for all the decorations you see throughout the city. Take that basket over there, for instance. I came up with the idea, and Nonita worked her magic to create the final product.
Wait, what basket? Oh! Basquette.
Egg appreciator.
Ah, yes. I too appreciate a good egg.
I say, madam, you must tell me where I might acquire a resplendent parasol like unto your own.
At our Hatching Tide event, of course. How about it? Will you join us at the amphitheater?
I'd be delighted. As a true connoisseur of eggs, both decorative and edible, I attend annually in hopes of glimpsing ovoid perfection. And this parasol surpasses my every imagining. Such elegance, such egginess. I love this guy. This guy's my new favorite character in this whole fucking game. Egg appraise. I want to come up again with someone who's just like egg hater. Egg appraiser.
Why, that parasol is an absolute delight. It's not often you see that level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel I've ever seen. Might I ask who was responsible for this masterpiece? The Leatherworkers Guild, the Carpenters Guild, Black Rabbit Traders, and our Dreamers all had their parts to play. And if you join us in celebrating Hatching Tide, you can receive one just like it. Ah, I should have known that the Guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'd be more than happy to take part in the festivities.
You know, I was expecting that we were gonna like find somebody who's just like, you know, beaten down by the sun, just like, oh, I wish I had something to shade me against these harmful rays. But no, it's just people who really like eggs. Oh my god, an egg enthusiast. Oh my goodness gracious. We're coming up on all the egg fetishists in Eorzea, I guess.
Evans above! Is that adorable parasol fashioned after an Archon egg? Exquisite, isn't it? If you join us at the amphitheater, you will receive one just like it. For years I've searched for a parasol as darling as an egg. Getting sunburned and soaked by
There you go. Not only are they in desperate need of a parasol for practical reasons, but also egg.
And you offer me one free of charge. 'Tis a Hatching Tide miracle. Egg. I expect those three will tell all and sundry about our parasols. Our work here is done.
We did it. We have spread the good word of egg. I'm making these jokes, but like, oh, hold up. This is new. I'm making these jokes, but like canonically, I have kind of given Aigeld like a penchant for eating eggs from her lizard days. Big egg eater. I think one of the things that I've said about Aigeld is that one of the things she misses most from being a lizard is like not having a gag reflex because she can't swallow an egg as big as her head anymore.
Well, that went rather swimmingly. You clearly have an eye for egg connoisseurs.
What is this game trying to say about me?
Uh-huh.
Philadesh will give her all her eggs because she hates them. It's funny, I don't, like, me personally, I'm not a huge egg guy. Like, I'll eat a scramble egg, but most other egg product or egg prep styles, not a fan.
And French toast.
Huh?
And French toast?
Is French toast egg?
Yeah, it's like a custard inside the bread.
Oh, I do like French toast, it's true. Okay.
I shall go and see how many attendees are gathered at the amphitheater. Feel free to join us when you have a moment.
Okay. Yeah. Nom nom. She will occasionally do an omelet or a quiche and does not count French toast as egg, but most eggs she will not eat. Getting that deep Fladesh egg lore.
Papaya, 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 papaya. The folks you gather certainly are enthusiastic about showing off their parasols. Fortunately, no one's yet lost an eye.
Wait, was that a concern? The egg enthusiast!
To think I'd end up with one of these delightful parasols all for myself. You and your associates are so generous.
Egg. When I laid eyes upon this parasol, its quality spoke loud and clear. A triumph of design, both practical and decorative. It's not often I find an article so worthy of my discernment. This parasol is truly the peak of ovoid aesthetics. Timing my visit to coincide with hatching tide was a fine idea indeed. Sure, man. You fucking said it.
Look, Igert, isn't the sight of those parasols simply marvelous?
Egg.
Eggs held aloft, just as in my dream.
Oh. Blech. Mouth is feeling gross for some reason.
Hooray! We did it, Jilly!
We certainly did. Shall we officially declare this hatching tide a success? Hold that thought. You've yet to see the half of it. Oh, that's not your voice.
My center, I'm not quite sure I follow. Quite a few of my customers asked about your parasols, more than can comfortably gather here, in fact. Nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing out stock to those who came inquiring. With how many left my stall with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand, the whole city is awash in floating eggs. That's incredible! To think the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration.
Smile. Oh.
Wait, Geely, they're one and the same, aren't they? The celebration is spread across the city, borne by a great mass of floating eggs. You're right! I was intent on gathering people here, but the eggs of my dream were far too numerous to contain in one place. They were always meant to be seen far and wide. That our original plans met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise, but we've touched the hearts of more people than I'd dared to imagine. There's no doubt in my mind this will go down as a hatching tide to remember.
Uh-huh.
Black Rabbit traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. None to tell me how to assemble them, so I can prepare as many as necessary.
Okay, bye. You?
Truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nonata? I couldn't have done it without our able adventurer. Ah, that reminds me, I have something for you, Igeld. Egg. Egg. That's the very second parasol I ever made, after Geely's, of course. I thought it fitting that you receive it.
Hey, you.
With eggs aloft across the city, all that's left is to enjoy the festivities. Your work may have finished, Igeld, but hatching tide most certainly hasn't. Ba 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 bum ba dum bum.
Hold on. Oh, right, I gotta pay no attention to how cluttered my inventory is. Whoop. There's a really funny video I saw once where it was somebody standing next to a Lalafell doing the little parasol dance, and on like the big sweeping kick they do, they accidentally kick the Lalafell and it goes flying down like a flight of stairs. It's just like, oh no! Alright. So with that, now that we have completed Hatching Tide, it is time, once more, to return to Shadowbringers. We just gotta... Hold on, I gotta... Whoop! Slitherbow. Swivelbow. We gotta go see Runar. We have to go see the cutest NPC in all of Shadowbringers, bar none. It's Runar. Like it's not even a debate. He's the cutest. Sup, fuckers?
I wish I'd never...
When Y'shtola first arrived in the First, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Her thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the blessed, however. 'Twas not until the Great Fire, where she denied the Sin-Eaters a feast of ether, that she gained their trust. Since then, I have served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of the other's efforts. A day in the neighborhood. Y'shtola is staring off into the distance, lost in thought. I am not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alice and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the First. Change is part of life. We can but hope it's changed for the better. Perhaps you should be concerned with how you have changed. I realize I am not as I was on the source, but I cannot say I regret the decisions that allowed me to come this far. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you could take a look around Slitherbow. If there is anything you need, pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Oh, gladly. I have instructed Runar to help you with anything you should require. Anything? Raise his eyebrows. Hold on. My model can do that, I just need to... Well, my model can do that, it's just hard to tell because I don't have eyebrows. I just kind of got a brow. I got a brow ridge. Maybe that's the next Acid Shark update, the eyebrow update. Runar! Runar, baby, honey, sweetie pie. Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. I don't know what kind of accent I'm giving. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? Eyebrows are an acid pit. Bunny, bunny, banunny, banoy, banunny. Just get a Sharpie and draw some on. From the Crystarium. I see. And this tablet you've brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika? Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Oh, Infilia, hi. Would it be all right if I joined you? Of course, of course.
Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the great fire. With our priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. Again, the fire that they're referring to, both Urianger and now Runar, is the one that we saw in the cinematic trailer. So that's why I've been adamant about watching those cinematic trailers kind of as we've been going along, because as we go through this, they honestly become kind of important-ish. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again, now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. He is so in love. Like, I understand people who interpret the relationship differently and why they interpret it differently. In my eyes, Runar is so fucking in love with her. I'm sorry. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service to the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to so long as they reside within Slitherbow. To show reverence to the Dark? In a word, yes, but fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. You got it, big guy. I flip-flop on how I think Stola feels about him, but that Lion Man loves her. Oh, God. I'm sorry. So recently Marvel Rivals announced that they were going to be adding both Emma Frost and Ultron to the game. And I had mentioned it. I'm in the server for Team Catpole, my friends Audrey and B. And I had mentioned that, like, oh, hey, they're adding Emma Frost. And friend of the stream, Audrey, who has been, along with B, watching through the X-Men films, didn't know who Emma Frost is at first, and I mentioned, oh yeah, you haven't gotten to X-Men Origins Wolverine yet, or First Class, huh? You're about to meet two different versions of her. And they just posted hold on, they just posted, whoa, assless Emma Frost, we are watching another X-Men. And I'm just like, yeah, that's First Class. Hello, G-Man, welcome. I just love how little of a shit those movies gave about, like, maintaining any semblance of continuity, film to film. I appreciate that. Woo-naw, Mr. Woo-naw. That is a really good outfit. The top hat looks great with that shirt. I thought Master Matoya kept her room dark because she didn't need the light. But they're all like hers, aren't they? That's right. Everyone here is blind and is seeing via ether sight. Oh, hold up.
I completely blazed over that fucking...
Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Raktika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of the light's impurity?
Shadow does seem like the kind of guy that doesn't love.
Let me take a look here.
Also, there are several people in this group chat that have TikTok streaks with me, and they better fucking send me a TikTok today, because I'm not losing my TikTok streak.
Natalie takes her TikTok very seriously.
Shit, I didn't hit the microphone button.
Oh no, you have to do that all again.
There are people in this group chat that have TikTok streaks with me, and they better send me a TikTok today, because I'm not about to lose my fucking TikTok streak.
You're like very subtly setting off the trigger for my mouth animation.
As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle.
Gun emoji, knife emoji, angry face emoji.
Natalie's going through it.
And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? Lahi?
We haven't had a Lahi yet because we've been in Slitherbow.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Ach, I'm the same, but a process has occurred. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said their prayers imbue the water with a faint dark energy. Bunny banani? A prickling sensation. No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. You know what? It's probably because we're both fucked up on light. She the Oracle of Light. I got light. I got light people in me. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect unless... By the gods! Master Matoya was right! You are Sin Eaters! Runar, no! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. Runar, you can't just call someone a Sin Eater! Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second here. I'm gonna go grab an energy drink to keep myself up and conscious for the rest of the stream. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Welcome back, me? What the fuck am I talking about? Okay. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. Alin Tuta, Hawk Tua, spit on that thing. I'm sorry. Alin Tuta. In the language of Ronka, it is one of several ways one might say, good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. He has a large mouth, full of sharp teeth. I'm sorry, I blacked out there for a second. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alin Tuta, and they will know you as friend of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go, they are like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. With a chat mode and say, enter Alin Tuta to greet the villagers of Slitherbow. Gotta hit him with the Alin Tuta.
First name Placid, last name Elder. That is an old ass aura. Goodness gracious. Yo, sup fucker, I'll in tuta to ya. Hold on. My VR April thread has been going very well. So there have been a couple fanfics in that I wrote outside of FF14 Right, and the thing with FF14 Right is that I would always have like a screenshot to accompany it, the fanfics that I write, and there were a couple that I wrote outside of that didn't specifically have screenshots associated with them. So there have been a couple where I have needed to take new screenshots for them as part of the... Oh my god, it's fucking case sensitive. That's right. God damn it. I always forget that. But otherwise, it's been going well. So I counted and I had like 66 fics that I was planning on posting in that thread. Excuse me. And so for the first 6 days, I posted 3 per day. And since then, I have been posting 2 per day. And right now, we're in the middle of Shadowbringers. I got through Heavensward and Stormblood pretty quickly because I don't have quite as many fics written for those parts of the story. I feel like I've talked about this before. Because Endwalker was like the newest release when I started playing the game and when I started writing fan fiction for iGailed. That's kind of where most of the fics that I have written have been set. I unfortunately haven't had the time to really do anything for Dawn Trail yet. I skipped FF14 Right last year because I just had a lot going on and I was like too stressed out to really like stick with it for a full fucking month. But I gotta be honest, some of the Arcadian stuff has been really getting my neurons firing. But the problem is that I have a really good idea for what would happen at the finale of the Arcadian raid series, regardless of what it ends up being. That requires context that is only present in a fic I haven't finished writing yet. That is a... What's the word I'm looking for? It is a... Oh, that was me waiting for 7.2. It is a, it's kind of a what-if fic. It's a what-if bad end fic for iGailed, sort of. And I haven't written it yet. Or no, I have started writing it, but I haven't finished writing it. I know a lot of people have bad end, like, scenarios that they've written for their Warriors of Light. A lot of people like the idea of writing what happens to their Warrior of Light when they become like a Light Warden. I know Natalie has one of those. I've seen artists who have like drawn out their Warrior of Light as a Light Warden. I have a really good writing idea, but there is a single important piece of lore I need to make it all work, so I wait. So... Okay. I will say one thing. This is one element of, like, iGail's Arcadian canon that I will talk about. Little bit of spoilers. You're not gonna have, if you're not familiar with how Dawn Trail plays out, you're not gonna have any fucking context for any of this. So don't worry about it being like a huge spoiler too much. But the entire thing with Arcadian is that it is people using the souls of beasts to enhance their fighting ability and fighting in like fucking WWE style like matches with like heels and faces and shit like that. It's fan-fucking-tastic. And the setup for why you go in with like a team of 8 people is that rather than making use of the soul of a beast, you are given the souls of people that they just kind of got lying around. And they're just like, oh yeah, you can use these, you can mold them into just like, you know, people you know if you want, just to like have somebody fighting by your side. And, okay. So Eygild goes into the Arcadian as the masked gentlewoman. I have already created an entire glam for that I am planning to use when I do those fights on stream. I've got that in my back pocket. But now you may be wondering, okay, Eigild's going in as the masked gentlewoman. Who are going to be her fighting companions, canonically? And canonically, Eigild makes 7 copies of herself to fight alongside her. She's got... And they're all either... Oh god, what is it? It's... The tanks are a Dark Knight and a Gunbreaker. She herself is a Monk. Her other 3 DPS are Viper, Red Mage, and Machinist. And then she's got Sage and White Mage for healing. I just realized the ad break's going. Salniam, thank you for the Prime sub. I don't think that interrupts the ad break, so I'll repeat myself once you're out of the ad break. If you can hear me, hang tight. The elderly woman smiles warmly. Vondia. Alan Tuta.
A newly come traveler, Alan Chisi, and welcome to Slitherbow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea, the quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods.
The odds popped up at the worst possible time. Yeah, okay. So, for those who were stuck in ad hell, Eygild goes into the Arcadian fights accompanied by 7 copies of herself. She herself goes in as a monk, but she's also got versions of herself that are Dark Knight, Gunbreaker, Viper, Red Mage, Machinist, Sage, and White Mage. And that's how she does all of her Arcadian fights. I came up with that and thought just like, that is 100% the kind of shit she would do.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like 6 of her and 1 Minecraft?
Okay. So I have thought of at least one scenario where it's not that she goes in with Maya Capra, but she's like up against the ropes, I think against Brute Bomber. And Maya Capra like rushes in with like a hastily thrown together like wrestler persona. I'm imagining Luchador Maya Capra. Just like full disclosure. Luchador Maya Capra coming in to hit Brute Bomber with the 619.
Booyaka, booyaka.
Ass gear.
Away with you!
Oh yeah? Well, let's see if you change your tune when I hit you with the Alan Tuta.
Alan Cheesy!
Welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Oh, wow. Complete 180.
Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But fear not. Our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask, and it is yours.
Why the fuck did I say that like he's, like, fucking Olmec giving the rundown of, like, the fucking hidden temple?
Be wary in these woods, for temple guardians will block your path. You can use one of your temple medallions
to fend them off. I don't remember how that all goes. I haven't fucking seen Legends of the Hidden Temple in years. Memphilia. I hope your stroll about Slitherbow proved enlightening. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but I'm already starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now how they've built such a thriving community. I can see now how they've come to thrive in these woods, even with all the Sin Eaters.
A helping hand.
Judging by the glint in Runar's eye, there is more for you to learn about Slitherbow. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we have had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions or there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand, it would be my pleasure. Fledish goes in as the Void Vixen and uses her Void Scent powers to fight. Sick. Awesome. Speaking of Arcadian, I know we've still got, like, 4 more fights to go, but I'm willing to call here, Give It All is the best song in the entire Arcadian. I'm sorry. It's like, it's not even a contest. Like, sorry, honeyheads. Sorry, honeybees. I cannot remember Eutrope's ring persona. I do not remember what it was called. But she got the best song. I'm sorry. It's just, it's so good. I listened to it on repeat like 5 or 6 times the other day. Just imagining fights in my head. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com? Oh shit! Likely Bandivator. Get out of here. Fuck off. I think I need some more light on my face. Hold on. It's really, really good, but it's best of a bunch of good songs. That's true. I don't know if I really... Like, maybe I need to run the new ones again, but I don't know if I really would say that I thought any of the new ones were, like, particular standouts, honestly. Like, they were good, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spoiled by, like, Be My Honey and Give It All. B is for beauty, obedience so sweet. Beware the sting of your pitiful defeat. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug and water the crops in the square. Yeah, alright. M7 has a bleeped out swear in it, and I think that's hilarious. Damn, they didn't even do that to Rise.
May I help too?
Of course. One of you can do the filling and the other the watering. Speak with Ursabel when you have finished. She will be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal.
Right then, I'll fill, you water. Ba 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 ba. This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out.
Take the jug of water to the square before the contents leak out. You will have 45 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to Vinfilia and try again. Talking about this made me remember RP Wife has been in wrestling, so he'd take the Arcadian all wrong. Where's the clown piss? What? Ugh. Transporting. So the clown pit was a magical place. Oh. Okay. You have watered half the plot. Fetch another jug of water to take care of the rest. I have like a watering emote. Can I just use that? Ophelia, I need more water.
Was there enough water for the plot?
Bunny bunny banani banoy.
Only half. I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you.
Take another jug of water to the square before the contents leak out. You will have 30 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to Minfilia and try again. I have a lot of weird quotes saved from it. Shame it's not around anymore. Oh shit. We gotta fucking go. We gotta fucking move. Everybody out of the fucking way! I gotta water the crops! Ugh. The whole plot has now been thoroughly watered. Oh, you're very pretty.
Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something?
Now, bunny bunny banani banoy.
You watered the crops. Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I've been rather distracted as of late. Watering the crops was always Tadia's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more.
This is a really small plot.
I don't know how you manage. Have the Blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be?
Oh heck, I need to make my VR April post for tomorrow. I've had to get up early for work, so I've just been making them in the mornings.
Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Raktika Greatwood. I see you have read your history. But there is a history that is told, and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin-eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth they found new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies, in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray, for the safe passage of wayward souls unto that blessed black abyss, for the return of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes.
You know what I'm realizing? So, Viera were introduced as like a playable race in this particular expansion. They had obviously Fran had been in Stormblood via the Alliance raids. And their plan, when they introduced Fran, the Fran plan, as well as the plan for Shadowbringers, was always just like, okay, we're only going to have female Viera in there. We need to come up with a reason why there are only female Viera. So they came up with the lore for both the Source and the First, where it's just like, oh yeah, the male Viera are all, like, just kind of, like, off hunting. They aren't as, like, present in, like, a public-facing capacity as the women of the species, right? So fast forward to Endwalker, and it's just like, okay, we've got male Viera now, so any male Viera that shows up needs to have, any male Viera NPC that shows up needs to have some kind of, like, lore reason for why he's not off doing male Viera activities, right? So it feels like part of the reason that they handled, like, the distribution of races amongst NPCs in Dawn Trail, where it's like, okay, there are Hyur, Mikote, Viera, and Hrothgar by different names in Tural, is, I feel, in part so that they can justify, like, well, okay, here's why we have more female Hrothgar present. Here's why we have more male Viera present. Because they're not technically Viera, they're not technically Hrothgar, so they have distinctly different cultures around how visible each gender of the race is, like, outwardly. Like, of course, Shatona, I think, is the Viera from Tural. Of course, male Shatona are generally more, like, present and plentiful in Tural because they don't have, like, the same cultural norms as, like, the Viera from oh god, where are the Viera mostly from in Eorzea? They're mostly from, oh god, what is it, Rabanastre? Right? No, Rabanastre's the city. Is it Boscia? Is it called Boscia? What is it called? Ivalice? No, Ivalice is like... Y'all know what I mean. My eye and blinking tracking is a little scuffed at the moment. Anyway.
We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence.
Authored and the Golmore Jungle. Authored? Really? But yeah.
You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. Oh? To keep their legacy alive.
Girl. I'm having one of those moments where I'm just like, God, the near raid gear is so fucking good. I hope they do. If they do a chaotic raid series, or the chaotic raid for the near raids, that one I might try and like do. I didn't do the World of Darkness chaotic raid. But if they do it for the near raids, I would probably I would try and make that happen for myself. Cause you know they're gonna have some cool shit for that. Oh, someone just got home. Someone just got home, so Natalie's barking.
That's what I was doing. I heard a car door. I love cars.
Natalie's just like, are we going to the park? Natalie going puppy girl mode. Runar, hi Runar. Runar has more work to be done. Oh, bumped my mic. Hold on. Oh god. I gotta readjust the pop filter without like just completely ripping it off the stand. Hold on. Oh, check a look. What am I checking a look at? Oh, okay.
You said, oh, in that strong man kind of way.
Oh. Done tending to the crops already. Bunny banunny banoy. Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runar! What is it, white boy? In the woods! Sin Eaters! I fear they may have the touch. Oh no. If they have the touch, they have the power. This is bad. Optimus Prime. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For a mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But sir, what of Tadia's Heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Oh. Of all the times for Sin Eaters to appear.
Are you just going to leave them alone?
Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beast down, but if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own.
What was that you said about a stone?
A few days past, Tadia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by the Sin Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her Heartstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the Heartstone of the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens. But now...
What if I could find it for you? I'm ready to kill. I have experience fighting Sin Eaters, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia? Descended from the Oracle? Yeah. Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the blessed.
You can come in. It's locked? Oh, fuck, it's locked. Hold on. Shit. Oh god, I knocked over so much stuff. Door's unlocked now. Sorry about that, I didn't realize that. It's okay. Hi, friend of the stream and housemate Austin is here.
Oh, no.
He's tired.
Yeah,
He's so sleepy. Oh god, okay. Tracking is catching back up with me, hold on. Okay. Blah. Alright, let me go ahead and just... Boop. There we go. Alright.
I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please, let me do this.
Very well. But if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold the second service.
Okay. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do?
Fuck him. Don't worry, I'll come with you.
Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them in no time at all.
Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both.
Da 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 da.
Do not be reckless. We'd be glad to have her Heartstone returned to us, but it's not worth both of your lives. Please, I beg of you, we must have that gem! Igeld and Minfilia on another whirlwind adventure. Whirlwind? Whirlwind. Wait, I can't go this way. Lahi! Can I get a Lahi in chat?
It should be around here somewhere, I think.
Bro, we are looking. Is this cutscene?
There. The Sin Eaters.
Ugh, another one of these fucking guys. Oh, two of them. I could take him.
I was hoping there would be only one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first.
What do you propose we do?
Fighting them together here would make a lot of noise, which might attract beasts or other eaters. But if we fought them separately and quietly, we might not have to worry about that.
I don't really do... I'm a gunbreaker. I don't really do quiet.
Alright then, I'll draw one away while you handle the other.
Go, child. Kill. Lahi. We'll just calmly stroll on over. Sup, fucker? And we're done. Oh wow, she's way down there, huh? Okay. A Knight's Blessed Missionary. Oh, hey. Girl, are you alright?
I can't. There you are. It's done, though I fear I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. Oh. I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the bush. In the brush. I don't have your stone. And fuck you anyway.
I see something. Go, Hazel. Oh, I see a couple things. Pile of leaves. Seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Hemphilia, any luck yet?
It must be here somewhere.
Da ba da ba da 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 ba da ba. Grassman. Big gorilla. Pile of leaves. Seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Wave of babies.
Lahi.
There seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Jesus Christ. Wait, is that the same pile of leaves I just looked at? God damn it. I'm a fool.
Lahi.
Pile of leaves. You brush away the leaves and uncover a brilliant green gem. Oh, fuck yeah. Hemphilia.
Did you have any luck?
Yeah, girl.
It's beautiful. This has to be it.
Lahi.
You know, Thankred always said you were a woman of many talents. I think I'm beginning to understand what he means.
Yeah, I'm really good at finding gems in the grass.
I have much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are.
Listen, you're a lizard in a past life. Of course you see shiny objects and crap.
It's not even a lizard in a past life. It's a lizard in the exact same life that I'm currently living.
The hero she was. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. We should hurry back to Slitherbow. Runar and the others are probably worried.
And there she goes. Lahi. Natalie, do you know Lahi?
Lahi.
Uh-oh. Thankwid's here. Well, out with it then.
Thankred, I can explain.
Actually, where's Y'shtola and Orianche and all this? Oh, here they are. You guys just been hanging out in the room over here. Y'all good? Alright. I don't think they got anything new for me, unfortunately. We'll just head back and we'll finish up this quest with Runar. Hey there, handsome. Thank goodness you are safe. I'd begun to fear the worst. Yeah, check this shit out. By all that is dark, you found it. We can proceed with our service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits unto the sunless sea in the hereafter. Even should we be felled by the Sin Eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Cool. Saying goodbye, Runar lets out a sigh of relief. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for the blessed. I must insist that you and your friends attend Tadia's service as honored guests. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others it will be held in the darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. Yeah, alright.
Lycans and I learned so much about the Knights Blessed while you were away. And we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were Sin Eaters and...
As long as she accompanied you. But do try and be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse.
How did you...
Let's just say a little bird told me, and it's telling me now that Eigeld has business with us. Hi.
Is something the matter?
Bunny bunny badunny badunny. Badunny badunny.
They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the darker, is it? We'll take care not to be late, I promise. It's such a relief to know everything is going as planned. I'll join you in the darker shortly.
Between your earlier excursion and my patrol of the area for Sin Eaters, hopefully Y'shtola and Urianger will be able to finish their work in peace. This place doesn't seem much darker. Placid Elder. Oh, you're that old-ass Aura. The elderly woman hands you a candle. She then points over at a nearby corner where you might place it. There we go. Very cute pose done. Ah, yeah. Hell yeah. Destination. I think this is a voiced cutscene. Pretty sure. Generally, if the quest description has like a screenshot in it, that usually means it involves a voiced cutscene of some kind. Wait, is that the guy? No, I think that's a different guy. Alright, sitting back. Relaxing. Letting the cutscene play out.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Yeah, girl.
Did you not say anything?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Tadia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. we entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
Call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
You got it. I mean, what? Who said that?
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks.
What is 2 syllables?
The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
I should like to have met her.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will?
Hell yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact.
Oh.
Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Let's fucking go. Hopefully, Ishtola has good news to share. A chance to reclaim the night has lit a fire in Minfilia that I would like to see kindled.
What do you suppose she's gleaned from the tablet?
I have no doubt thou wilt find the contents of the tablet most informative. Yeah, probably.
Good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear.
Fucking sick. Y'shtola seems quite pleased with herself, but whether she has good or bad news to share remains to be seen. Blech.
Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire, and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighboring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow get us to Ixmalja? Help us get into Ixmalja?
Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Ronkan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins' protectors to grant us safe passage.
The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkan text and translations into a more modern dialect which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I am confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Sitia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. The good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of Dark Worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I am to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I am afraid I must ask you and Thancred to assist me. Okay. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we are to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Aww. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. Yeah. Then let us convene outside, to the west of Slitherbow, where the path diverges. Ba, 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 ba.
If I recall correctly, and I don't know if it's something that might be answered in, like, a side quest I haven't done, but I don't remember there being a lot of information about the Children of the Everlasting Dark in-game.
Take care, Aigeld.
For my part, I shall make all possible preparations that Y'shtola may begin translating the tablet upon her return. Like, I'm assuming it's probably one of those things that, like, if I were to, like, do the legwork, I could probably find out information about them. But it is a little odd that it's just like, you've got the Knights Blessed, who are themselves Dark Worshippers, but no, then there's also the Lahi? There's also the bad Dark Worshippers. The ones who are doing it wrong. Or something, I don't know. Maybe we will get more lore in this mission, and I'm just gonna have to fucking eat my hat. All set.
The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted, a cleric, to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share of their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them into the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen.
I don't know if that counts. I don't know if that is like hat-eating. A hat-eating level of information.
Hmm?
A hat sampling. Minecraft eating noise. Chicken jockey. Fuck. Huh? Slime cube. God. I'm mad at how much that movie has just fucking, like, drilled itself into my brain.
Imagine what it's doing to 12-year-old boys right now.
Oh, God.
12-year-old boys with ADHD.
They're poor parents.
It's an epidemic.
Anyway.
Flint and steel.
By the blessed dark.
Thank goodness you are unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children.
You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless.
Strange. What have you seen?
At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary, the usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what?
It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the blessed...
Fucking goddamn it. If it meant the end of the blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them.
But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nests where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders.
Is that true?
Does bees eat spider? Set them loose on the nests and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use?
We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there.
Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think.
Okay.
Chicken jockey.
If it's all the same to you, I'll be returning to Slitherbow. I don't want to get in the way. Stay safe and may the shadows keep you.
Sure, dog.
La
Wait, hold on. Where the fuck is... Oh, God.
It's built into the tree. That's really cool, but also, like... Ugh.
Outpost supplies.
Smoke bomb.
Lahi. Beehive.
Smokehead bomb. Oh. Burlap sack.
Beehive? Beehive. Oh, beehive. Alright.
Smoke bomb.
Oh, shit.
Let's just give it a second. There we go. Large burlap sack.
God, being able to summon your mount while you're moving is a fucking game changer. It's not really, but it's neat. Guys, I got 2 beehives. Were you able to find any?
Yeah, 2 of them.
The guard returned to Slitherbow, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you fare?
I got bees!
This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let us hurry before the bees begin to stir. Lahi. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spiders' nests. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Da 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 da.
Woven Oath. Wobano. Wobadaba. Wabadaba.
Where? Funny cave. Ah. Funny cave. Funny cave full of dudes.
I don't think I've ever actually been over here, I'm gonna be honest. The womb. I think we're actually going to be going up here, I'm pretty sure. I think we... No, you know what? This is actually a place that you go, like, in the game as part of this mission, I'm pretty sure. Look at them, they're all just hanging out, they're talking to each other, they're just having a good time. We're just gonna completely fuck up everything for them. Okay, guys, I scoped it out. They didn't care about me. We should move quickly before any of the children arrive. Oh no, they're all in there.
Up there is the airway. Do you see it?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to miss.
A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Though we should probably loosen the ropes, keeping it closed, enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? Uh-huh.
Bees! Nice throw, Thancred.
That should do it. Now we wait.
What is that? Bees! By the abyss, they're everywhere! Help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders!
It sounds like our plan is working. Still, it is quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy Y'shtola more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard her. Okay. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if both of you are ready... Let's go. Mahi! Mahi! What's up, folks? How's it going? Don't mind me. Y'all just keep going about your tasks.
Hey dude, how's it going?
The font of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in.
Yeah, just like the most that we know about like the Children of the Everlasting Dark is that they're just like, oh, the light is the worst, and the sunless sea beyond the blighted light is super fucking dope as hell. So we need to make sure that everybody gets there as soon as possible. We have to kill everyone. That's like their entire thing, and I don't think we really learned much else about them beyond that.
Yes, this is it. There will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance, I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. 'Twould behoove us to learn all that we can.
Okay.
Mahi!
Destination. Examine the murals and take note of what events they may depict. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target a mural, and examine it with R2 or X. Hold on. Hi, Ishtola.
There's nothing to gain from staring at my backside. Now please, I need to concentrate.
I disagree. But, you know, you're right. Fair enough.
Lahi!
I love just like you target Ishtola and she gives you shit for staring at her ass. The mural appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. The mural appears to be very old. A ruler sits atop a throne, attended by their subjects. Wait, hold on. Is it in here? Doesn't appear to be. Does it not show up yet? Okay. The mural appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded. Wait a minute. I recognize those silhouettes a little bit.
These paintings, they seem familiar.
Oh, Hardbert, Jesus.
Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this.
Is that one you guys? That last one looks like you guys.
There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions.
Whoa.
A funny old bugger he was.
My mic
But
again.
he had a good heart. He believed this
Whoa.
first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
I'd take like a comic book or something, honestly.
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
Yeah, okay, okay. Can't a girl talk to the ghost who lives in her head in peace for like 5 minutes? Lahi! Good to see my distraction proved successful. Lahi!
I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Aigale, do the murals appear to be of any significance?
Bunny, banani, banoi, banani.
Depictions of heroes, from the Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire, and immediately before the Flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities.
No, don't. I wouldn't say so. I was just told this by the ghost who lives in my head. I mean, what? He doesn't live in my head. I'm kidding. He was actually wandering the land unseen by anybody until I showed up, because technically it's a whole thing. I won't get into it right now.
Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be of use in the future.
Maybe.
He doesn't live in my head.
Yet. An unwanted proposal. Y'shtola's thirst for knowledge sated, she seems content to return to Slitherbow.
Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking.
Caca! That was an eagle. Thank you, hon.
As soon as I discover anything of import, you will be the first to know.
Thank you, Y'shtola.
Boo!
Murare. I love that. I think, what is it? It's the gathering quests in the gathering allied society quests in Shadowbringers. You learn what Lahi actually means. I forget what the definition of Lahi is, unfortunately.
It means he's in great pain and he's suffering and he's sorry.
Who?
This is a Rick and Morty joke. It's wobble over dub dub.
Oh, for God's sake. You bring Rick and Morty onto my stream.
I do.
Urianger has tended to Minfilia's wounds, but I fear his garrulous nature has gotten the better of him. Welcome back, Aigale. Now that you're here, there's something I want to ask you. Urianger told me that Thancred was something of a rogue in the past. As a wolf among sheep, he said. What did he mean by that? Do you know?
It means he's gay.
I don't know if that's... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay.
Aigale, the guard told me you left with Master Matoya to Woven Oath. No sooner do you return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat there by the fire? The stew will soon be ready.
I would love to, Runar. Gimme that stew, boy. Boyo. Stew, 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 stew. Stew time, stew time, stew time. More like Stunar. Fire.
Burning on the dance floor.
What?
Whoa.
Birds.
My mukbang
Strange.
Cocomelon is not engaging me like
The
how
others
I
on
hoped,
patrol
so
should have
I'm
returned by
interjecting.
now.
I apologize.
Our food will be overcooked
It's
if we wait any
okay.
longer. We will just have to start without them.
Ah!
Would you call
Soft
Master
shell
Matoya
crab
and the
burger.
others?
Jesus. What?
Soft shell crab burger.
Soft shell crab burger?
Yeah, it's just like a big old crab in between two buns. Sorry, I got really excited.
Hey, you got really excited. Jesus.
It looked cool. It looked like something out of a video game.
Oh my goodness. You find that sort of shit inside a wall in Castlevania.
Yeah,
Just to restore all your health.
starting valley ass looking Santa bitch.
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it?
Huh?
The blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
Ishtola, baby, consider. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's all good. I'll be alright.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
Aw, she's worried about us. We're dying.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help!
Uh-oh.
The Umorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Fucking you morons. God damn it. Meanwhile, in Yulmore. Ugh, with this guy again.
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
He's such a cheeky bitch.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness They have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers. So I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve.
I don't know, man. You seem like you got enough food for everybody.
Turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion.
Citation needed, but okay.
They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled.
I'll take
Their
normal
wishes
things for a
granted.
person to say for
I
500,
will give
Alex.
them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them.
Sure, man.
That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
Not true, but sure, man.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome, and we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now, and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Forthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
Hell yeah.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin-Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Oh, why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you. So naive. So painfully predictable. Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eater's defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated. The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine!
He was never there, you idiot.
Do you hear me?
Ah, he's throwing a tantrum again. This guy.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes.
That man's hair purple.
Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
I don't think he can do that.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed.
Normal things to say, of course.
Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
Bro, I'm like right here.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for woven oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
Man, fucking
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Ooh. How are we feeling about all this, folks? That Yulmore has gained a foothold here in these woods bodes ill for the Knights Blessed.
Surely there's something we can do to help the Knights Blessed, isn't there?
The god hath been afflicted with a most terrible and efficacious poison. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations, alas his condition remains unchanged. At present we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. How fareth the young god?
The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but try to ease his pain.
Damn.
Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is a nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the Blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmore's generous proposition? With anger and dismay. We cannot hope to oppose both them and the children. I considered a convocation of all the Knights Blessed that we might consider their ultimatum, but I know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We will not, cannot, abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee.
Flee.
I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Eigeld's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive.
That's the fucking Stola I know.
The Yulmoran's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Light Warden. I say we seek it out and slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to fall over Raktika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless of course you've finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it we can prepare everything we need to enter Ixmaja. What say you all? We will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done.
We cannot deny our fate, but one course lieth before us.
Well, we are the villains, are we not?
Everyone hitting me with the uh-huh.
Good. I leave the Blessed in your capable hands, Runar. Very well. I see there is no changing your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the Blessed safe.
Okay.
According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not?
Uh-huh. I can breathe underwater.
Then this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tusimekta. While you see to that, Minfilia and I will remain here to help shore up Slitherbow's defenses. Your aid would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, everybody leaving without me. Hold up. Alright.
I realize there is no stopping you, so do what you must, and the Knights Blessed shall do the same. I only ask that you keep Master Matoya safe. There is no denying she is powerful, but the path she needs is plain.
Where she goes, she will have need of powerful allies. Whoop. This track kind of feels kind of Metroid Prime-ish to me. Do we get hit with the Lahi? Ugh. That Lahi hits ya. Lahi. Lahi. There you are. Ready for a swim? The seal we seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. However, the entrance is seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Ronkan culture. The Ronkans sought to live in harmony with nature and considered certain animals to be sacred. Foremost in their pantheon was the snake, portrayed as the protector of the woods, the serpent, the arbiter of life and death. Below that were 4 others, each equal in rank: the curl, the colibri, the opo-opo, and the wolf, characterized as the bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, and harmony, respectively. To open the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states one must pay due deference to 3 of these beasts by placing one's palm on monuments wrought in their image, but this must be done in a specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the 3 commandments which follow. Give praise unto the snake, by its strength do our lands prosper. Be as the opo-opo, rival thy kin. As all parts seek betterment, so too does the whole. Be as the wolf, move as one. Peace comes to all who seek harmony with their kin. The tablet says naught of the placement, size, or appearance of the monuments, alas. However, all will become clear when you reach the bottom of the lake. Go safely. Snake, opo-opo, wolf. Let's go find that great serpent Aranka. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's what the serpent Aranka looks like. You find a statue of a snake. Place your palm on the snake statue? Yeah. You sense something stir elsewhere in the lake. I gotta use like a different mount more appropriate for underwater. Hold on. No. Yeah. No, not that one. I'm looking for the opo-opo. Opo-opo. You find a statue of an opo-opo. Slap that motherfucker. You feel something stir elsewhere in the lake. Lahi? And then now we gotta find the wolf. We gotta get further down. Hold on. Oh, here we go. The wolf. Slap that bitch. Once more, you sense something stir elsewhere in the lake. Perhaps the chamber containing the seal is open. Perhaps. Oh, hey. Covered halls of Dwattle. Ooh, hello. A door opens to reveal a pedestal upon which rests a medallion. You take it and secure it inside your clothing. Go, my child. Wreak havoc. Did you find it? Yeah, I got it. Check it out. This medallion, it bears the owl insignia of the Empire. There can be no doubt this is the seal of Ronka. Well done, Eicheld. We can begin our preparation to enter Ixmaja in earnest. Into the wood. Y'shtola would waste no time in heading to Ixmaja. Bearing this seal, it should be possible to enter Ixmaja unmolested by its guardians. I will go ahead to Slitherbow and inform the others. When you have recovered from your exertions, meet with us in the cavern leading east out of the village. Da 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 da. Sup, fuckers?
I'm glad to see you're safe. Everyone is ready to go if you are.
We've done what we can to prepare them for the worst. Still, we should hurry before the children return with Ylmorin reinforcements. That you all found the seal is perhaps bittersweet proof that the aid for which it was so painstakingly forged never came. Thus did the Empire crumble, its ruins reclaimed by the wood. Fate is ever a fickle mistress. I do think it's really funny that, like, the Children of the Everlasting Dark's entire, like, argument is just like, because you guys suck at fucking worshipping the dark, the Warrior of Darkness hasn't come to Raktika to bring back the night. And, like, the entire time, we're just kind of, like, over there. Just kind of hanging out, just like... No, I'm like right here. Look, this whole process is really difficult, okay? Cut me some slack, it's taking me a bit. Good, you're here. Runar opened the gate for us but moments ago. Beyond lies Ixmaja, and presumably the Light Warden. It did not take long for the Wood's protectors to find me when last I came here, and I expect them to fall upon us just as quickly this time. Though we carry the seal, that is no reason for us to let down our guard. Now, let us seek out the Warden and put an end to its reign over these woods. Sounds like a plan. Lahi. I do think that it's really fun that despite the fact that this is still, like, light blighted land, the canopy here is so thick that it might as well be like nighttime. The Blind Forest of Ixmaja. Destination. Blue. Woo flowers. We're just hanging out. We're just chilling. We're just strolling along. No big deal. Oh shit.
It would seem we have found them.
Or they found us. Ladies.
You trespass upon sacred ground. Begone!
Girl, how did you fire 7 arrows at once?
we did not come to.
Whoa. Damn, Y'shtola. She, my wife. Urianger, what were those going to do exactly?
Stop, we mean you no harm.
Sister, is that...
We are allies of the Empire of Ronka. As is customary, we come bearing the seal of the Emperor.
I love her.
It appears to be genuine. Then perhaps there's yet hope.
I am so excited for Bunny Town.
We acknowledge your seal, but we must be certain of its authenticity.
Girl, I dove to the bottom of a lake for that shit.
There we will judge if you are friend or foe.
I'm so friendly.
Try not to stray from the path. All right?
And they're gone.
Follow the flowers. Would it kill them to escort us?
They can't make it too easy for us. I love her too.
But
She's so
if it
delightful.
affords us an opportunity to investigate Ixmaya, fine.
This whole trio is like really good. I love all of the... I just love Bunny Town a lot. Lahi? So once we get where we're going, we're probably going to go ahead and call it a stream. Because we've been going for a while. I actually used her for one of my VR April poses. Bunny Town is great. Bye now. Ladies. Good to see you didn't lose your way. You outsiders are a strange lot, aren't you? I mean, yeah. I'm pretty weird. I'm a weirdo. I would have the seal that we may confirm its authenticity. Straight to the point, I see. Very well. Here you go. Thank you. There's no mistaking the crest of the royal family. It is of proper size, and by its weight it is plain it was made from gold. The seal is indeed genuine. Here you go. For 3,000 years we have waited for this moment, and now you are finally here. I bid you welcome, allies of Ronka. I am Almet, chieftainess of Fanau. I'm not 100% certain how to pronounce it. Uimet? 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 Her younger sister. Saimet, a pleasure. We were beginning to lose hope that you would come. I beg your pardon? These are troubled times for my people. Though I can but imagine what has compelled you to venture into our woods. You must be tired after your journey. Come, take your ease. Gladly. If you'd like, I will show you about the village. Oh, I must warn you, it is a long way down to the forest floor, so watch your step. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Da, 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 da. And that's going to be it for today. Next time, we will explore Bunny Town. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr at AcidXShark. That's AcidXSHRK, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or you can follow me on YouTube at AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream, Chat Blocker was done by Isaac, who you can find on Blue Sky at Knucklebone, Knucklebone. great artist, great guy. Highly recommend checking his stuff out, following him. VTuber was done by Teva. Model was done by Teva, who you can find on Blue Sky at Teva Meow. That's TEVAMEOW. With rigging by V747, who you can find on Patreon at that. Upcoming streams. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing Mario Party with friends of the stream, Audrey and B of Team Catpole, as well as friend of the stream and housemate Opal. So I hope you'll tune in for that. And then Saturday, we are going to be starting mouthwashing. I did decide I am going to be taking next week off. We have a friend who's going to be visiting with us next week, so gonna just, you know, entertain, as it were. But yeah. Oh god, my eye tracking is going buck wild for some reason. But we'll be back the following week for more of... I guess we're going to be starting a bunch of new stuff, huh? Well, not a bunch of new stuff. We'll be continuing 14, we'll be continuing mouthwashing. Wednesdays, we're going to be starting Forspoken, so that I can beat that and get it off my PS5, because it's taking up so much goddamn space. And then Fridays, we will be starting Darksiders 3. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Darksiders 3 is my personal favorite. I love Fury. She's my favorite horseman. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.